All right. Last week, you guys continued your journey to Mytros, bringing with you the 80 odd survivors of the autumn wind. Along the way, they hit upon an idea. Perhaps the flames of that idea were a small, spark, but they were kindled by a conversation with Talus and the rest of the Chosen. And about 20 or more individuals decided to head back to the abandoned tower of the Autumn Wind and try to claim it for their own and make something out of the ruin of their lives. It's very dramatic. You guys continued on your way and eventually reached the famous vineyards north of Mytros. And there, you discovered elephants were tending to massive, obviously enchanted grapes. After peaceful negotiations with the elephants, you were invited into the home of the landowner, and met him, his daughter, and his wife, and found out the dire situation that they had found themselves in. Apparently, they had inherited an oath sworn by the man's grandfather to a group of satyrs. The satyr, at least one of the satyrs, looking to cash in on that promise and not realizing just how much time had passed for mortals, rolled up on the vineyard with one of Kyra's instruments in hand and set himself up as the boss, essentially. You guys managed to, with minimal casualties, sneak past guards, defeat elementals, calm down cray-cray girlfriends, and eventually reach a peaceable negotiation with Boreal the North Wind. In fact, thanks to Hypatia's big brain, legal training, and documancer abilities, you were able to turn that man's life completely around. He went from being a moderately successful vineyard owner to possibly, I don't know, a millionaire. I don't know what they call millionaires in Thylea, but it seems like he's on track to be a big success. He and his family are going to move to Mytros. The North Wind Boreal is going to take over the vineyard, and everybody's going to be happy.
My guess is Drachmanair.
Drachmanair. Oof, that's good. That's good. Take DM inspiration if you didn't already have it. So you guys continued your journey, arriving at the outskirts of the city, and every day that passed, the weather grew worse and worse until when you arrived at Mytros, it was just a roiling storm, as shown on the dashboard right here. And this roiling storm was just destroying the city of Mytros. Like bolts of lightning crashing down, buildings being destroyed, anyone dumb enough to be out in the streets running for cover. And as you approach the gates of the city, a face formed in the storm, looked right down at all of you guys, and from its mouth fired a massive bolt of lightning. Everyone tried to get out of the way, but alas, despite having 48 plus sets of eyes, Hypatia didn't see it coming in time. She was blasted to pieces. Well, not
I
to
saw
pieces.
it.
Yes.
It was a train wreck. I just couldn't do anything about it.
She was struck dead instantly. And apparently, very creepily, she has been monitored ever since her encounter with the Lich of the Necropolis of Telemach. And Damon did, in fact, teleport over and make sure that she survived the encounter, leaving her with the only words he had ever spoken to her. Just this once. So, pulling yourself back together, drenched in the torrential downpour of the storm, it seemed like things might calm down, and then 2 Dragonlords, riding on holy shit dragons, showed up and demanded you follow them to the palace because you were being summoned to an audience with the king, King Akastus, Archleander himself. Oof. All right. So that's where we left off, I think. All right. You guys have a few minutes to maybe converse over the pounding of the storm as you guys head towards the palace. I'm going to put on a second Groovy in the background on Groovy 2 for some stormy music.
I check on how Hypatia is doing.
If you try, her snakes will hiss at you and try to bite.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, she's not feeling too good. She's just gonna struggle to her feet all on her own and start marching off toward the city. Like, let's get this fucking over with.
Shreyas will kind of look at Anna with concern over Hypatia's behavior, but shrug and start following her.
Yeah.
There's also, if anyone tried to heal, I would brush them off with, I'm fine. I'm fine. And there's also, like, the snakes are out now. She don't care no more.
All right.
Are you still, like, super wounded, or are you...
She would
Maybe.
have 1 HP.
Oh.
I'm
Doesn't
fine,
revivify does.
Strayus. I'm fine.
Definitely not okay.
Silver's like
I
walking
respect
behind her, trying to lightning rod the next lightning bolt, so she doesn't get hit.
Fair enough.
Holding up your sword.
You can sort of hear every time the thunder, like the lightning cracks down and the thunder booms across the city. You swear that the thunder sounds like the very deep voice of a very big man laughing to himself.
I'm going to assume the palace is several minutes away.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I'm giving you guys time to hash
Yeah.
out any sort of, oh god, what are we going to do when we go to talk to this guy kind of deal.
I know Hypatia says she's fine, but one of the things that Strayus will do when he's following her is he's going to cast Aura of Vitality. And he's just going to...
Oh, like
30
subtly
30-foot
aura
range.
vitality her? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's just keeping pace with her, and if she starts feeling better, I mean, I don't know why. That's, you know...
Just whistling.
Yeah, it's just...
Sure.
So... what is it, up to a minute?
Real,
so that's
real
20...
quick, Crash. Archleander is the guy who made the ship.
Oh yeah,
Right.
Esther Archleander is the guy that went and killed Demetria's sister by cutting
Yeah.
down her heart tree and making it the mast of his great ship. The only ship that is immune to the Titan's magic and able to traverse their seas without risk of just being instantly sunk.
The ship we need.
Essentially, like, there are people that are ballsy enough to sail the Great Sea. You're always going to find crazies out there that are willing to do it. But since you guys are kind of marked, you know what I'm saying? Hiring a ship to take you to any of the islands, like if you wanted to shortcut to Hexia and let Phil get his sweet revenge on Dad's abusive ex-girlfriend, probably wouldn't make it. Sea monsters would come, storm would come, that'd be the end of it. You'd basically be condemning any boat you rode with to death. Is sort of the passive advice you've gotten from Vulcan, Pythor, and Kira. All right. So.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yeah. Any other lore questions to refresh before we get there? I know it's a lot of lore, and none of us have played this setting before, so we don't have like all the experience with like Faerun to draw on. So if you have anything that you're 100% not sure about, but you wish you were, you can ask those questions before we get there.
I have a question that, as a background noble of Mytros, would I have been to the palace before?
Yes. All right. I need everybody to understand that this Akastus guy is gonna remind you a lot of a person from real life who is also a political leader who's really into himself. But I want you to know that this is not a political statement on my part, nor is this a political game that's making any sort of commentary on the real world. But I will tell you that King Akastus values the amount of people that show up for any of his public appearances very much, in a bigly way. He wants to make sure that everyone knows how great he is and how great Mytros is, because he is the king.
I mean, he should just be content that he has the love of a goddess.
You would think so, right? Because, I mean, she's dynamite, right? She's dynamite. But it's not enough. The guy is, he's thirsty for the love of the people. So yes, as a noble, you've been forced to attend a number of his dinners, his parties, his parades, his, dare I say, rallies. Whenever there's an event at the Great Games, he is always there to throw the opening discus, as it were. Yeah, this guy is a slut for the public eye.
Okay.
Yeah. So you definitely are familiar with this individual as a noble, and you've definitely had to deal with him your whole life. Not
Sounds
directly,
good.
but he's been... Your parents are Akastus supporters. If that makes it kind of,
Yes.
if you understand what I mean. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like, you
I
may
had
have
to stand
heard
there
your
and
parents...
look pretty and be bored.
Yeah, your parents actually got mad at you once and tore down your I'm with her poster of Vallus. Yeah, they tore it off your wall, and they tore it up into pieces right in front of you. Yeah. So it's pretty bad.
I suppose the only other question I have is, on the map, is it all right to mark where some of the major, like where the palace is or where the Temple of the Five are?
Yeah, sure. As you guys are sightseeing through this terrible storm, hold on. Let me see what I can do for you.
That must have looked great before it was struck by lightning.
Yeah. Over here, you could see the crumbled remains of the such and such. All right, yeah, that'd be cool, because Mytros is a big city, and there's a shitload of stuff to do here, so we might as well kind of address some of that stuff.
For some reason, all the shops around Malice's Metal Rod Emporium is fine.
Yeah.
Also, was he a Dragonlord or no?
Oh, Akastus, he very much is a Dragonlord. He's the best Dragonlord. He's actually the #1 Dragonlord. Like, if you asked anybody about Dragonlords, they would tell you that he's the best Dragonlord.
Okay.
Oh, that hurts.
And again, I know that it sounds familiar, but you have to understand that this is not who you think it is. This is a character in the story, and I'm sure when they wrote this character, they weren't thinking of anybody in real life when they wrote him. All right, so
do I know why Mytros doesn't have a body?
Yes, Mytros gave herself up to help fight the Titans. Is the popular lore. She basically, I don't want to say she Jesus Christ martyred herself, but she basically she died to disperse her power amongst the remaining gods and make them strong.
She ascended to the heavens to save Mytros during a crucial battle in the First War.
Yeah, there you go. Now, again, these people, they don't go in for, like, written history. Like, people know how to read and write, but, reading's boring. So it's, like, often, like, plays and stories is how they remember things, which is very upsetting to an academic like Hypatia. But because of this, like... The true history of the world is very muddied, unfortunately, because the academics say it's this way, but the popular opinion says it's this way. You ask the gods, they tell you a different story every time. You've met some of the gods, that's how they do. So it's very hard to get a straight answer. But yeah, like she essentially sacrificed herself to save Mytros, her family, and all the people that worshipped her. So, because again, there's a finite amount of godly power, and that's why, like, when you guys sacrificed the boar to Kyra, she became like super juiced up and was able to basically like sing you the lucky song and like spit in Fate's face and change reality around and stuff like that. You gave her that power. So the deities in the setting, they vie for each other's power. Like Highlanders? Anybody old enough to remember what a Highlander is? Right? You know, the guys with swords, they chop each other's heads off and steal each other's power.
I mean, there can be only one, though.
Yeah. And also the one, Jet Li. So yeah, there's a lot of good examples there. All right. So 24, soon to be known as Hypatia's Folly, is currently called the Soldier's Gate. This heavily trafficked gate leads northward to the Heartlands. During the day, the road is filled with centurions, pilgrims, and merchants traveling between Mytros and Astoria. At night, the road is patrolled by soldiers with torches, who rotate shifts between a series of stone guard towers. Okay, so that's cool. So that was that location right there. All right. You guys wind through the streets. Let's see. All right. To the west, you see Area 25. Area 25 is the Harp Bridge. This stone bridge is suspended from cascading rays of bright copper wire. When the wind catches the wire, it produces concordant harp-like melodies. The songs are joined by a chorus of beautiful voices from nearby. You would not hear the beautiful voices, and you could only barely hear the harp-like sounds, which sound more like garage death metal right now because of the storm. But on beautiful days, the bridge is considered to be a blessing from Kira, the goddess of music, and sirens flock to it. It is it is the favored location of sirens, and they love to try to ad-lib songs to whatever melody is being played by the wind through the bridge, which I thought was kind of dope. All right, heading east, location number 8. Location number 8 is the Vault of Thylea. Everybody played Worlds of Warcraft. You've been to Darnassus. You know how they got a tree that's their bank.
Yep.
Yep. This is a giant tree that has a bank inside of it. The beautiful bank doubles as a place of worship for Thylea, the mother goddess. The vault is sanctified by a circle of druids who tend to a single great oak tree that grows from the central courtyard. All right, so you go. Then you continue north along the road to location 12. Let's see what we got at location 12. Oh, location 12 is the Great Gardens. This verdant garden is circled by a ring of immense ancient oak trees. The air around it, again, this is if you were here on a nice day. They didn't write, what if the city is being destroyed by magical storms text. Sweet with the scent of flowers, although many of them are unrecognizable to you. You could hear loud voices, I guess, of local druids trying to put out fires and save the trees and all that jazz. Right. Worth mentioning, I don't know, Hypatia, if you would drop this info on him, do you tell him about the bathhouse of Vallus, or are you too grumpy to mention the super awesome bathhouse of Vallus?
Way too grumpy.
Okay, fair enough. You guys have no idea. All right, so 13. Let's see. 13 is the Commerce Gate. So, this gate is decorated with beautiful statuary, surrounded by lush greenery. The stairway beneath the gate leads up to the verdant plateau, the Noble District. Yep, right there. All right. This is a good idea, Strayus. Thank you. It's a good idea. Now I just got to make sure I remember where the actual palace is. I think it's location. I want to say it's location 1. That's what I'm thinking. Let me
I
double
mean,
check.
visually, I'm thinking it might be this.
Oh
but
no, that's the Temple of Sydon. Look at how big that Temple of Sydon is. Holy
oh
shit.
damn.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yes,
Hold on. Let me double check and figure out where the hell the actual
That
palace is
must
at.
be. This is the Temple of the Five.
Yeah, I don't want you guys wandering around for hours with a guided tour in the rain and they take you to the wrong place. So before I lead you further astray, let me double check where it is. All right. Okay.
Maybe it's the gold one.
The Great Agora. Oh, there. The Great Palace is right here. Location 4.
Ah, I was right.
Yeah, so we're
Upstairs.
kind of heading in the right way. Okay. So, oh man, your long ass walk through the rain continues. You continue south for a ways, and then off to your right, which would be back towards the west, you see location 9. Location 9 is the courts of Mytros. A broad, circular white marble building stands apart from the other structures in this district. It's divided into 3 floors with rows of symmetrical windows. Several large bronze tablets at the entrance of the building describe the laws of the city. So this is where their legal system is housed. It's in there. All right. You couldn't keep it a secret forever, Hypatia. All right. Off to your right, which is also the west, is the bathhouse of Vallus. This bathhouse boasts 2 large baths, both the size of swimming pools. One is filled with hot water, while the other is filled with bracingly cold water. The connected buildings include 2 huge open-air gymnasiums and dozens of smaller rooms for massages. That's nice. All right, you continue on your way.
We should go there.
Going through all this busyness. All right, going this way. And to your character's left, which is now also still the west, is location 20. Location 20 is the Temple of Lutheria. This small temple stands out from its surroundings due to the obvious wealth that has been lavished upon it. All right. You see statues of a grinning, dark-eyed woman with a scythe. Have you guys seen a picture of Lutheria? I think I showed you one before, right?
I don't recall.
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Astreus will begrudgingly unstop her a wine flask and pour a little bit out as he passes the temple.
Right. So, continuing on your way. Yeah, everywhere you've been, like, Lutheria had shrines, but she certainly didn't have no fancy-ass temple. So that's, maybe a little disturbing. Alright. Let's see, you pass under this, raised walkway, and you go up this thing, and over here, and along, and up. God, you guys are soaking wet, by the way. You're so wet. It's just, yeah. Alright, let's see. Location 2, and location 6, and location 1, and then you'll be there. Alright. So, location 2 is the Temple of the Five. Oh, look at that adorable little temple. Look at that. This relatively humble temple has an entrance with 5 stone columns. While it is smaller than the Temple of Sydon, it displays a much higher level of artistry, boasting lofty architecture and beautiful statuary. Intricate carvings embellish nearly every surface, complete with gilding and inlaid precious stones throughout. Alright, location 6 is the Royal Gate. This massive gate. So 6 should be moved over a little bit. Hold on. Right there. This massive gate is wide enough to accommodate traffic moving in both directions. I guess they mean wagons? Elephants? I don't know. The towers that flank the gate are carved to seem as if they are made in the writhing forms of dozens of dragons. Well, that does sound pretty badass. Alright. Location 1, because it's first on everyone's mind, is the Temple of Sydon. Before you stands an imposing structure supported by carved stone columns. A series of steps carved to resemble crashing waves leads to the temple's entrance. Inside, you'd be able to find a giant statue made of blue-green marble. It depicts a tall, wrathful man with 3 eyes and long gray hair and beard. He wields an onyx black glaive. This is Sydon, the Lord of Storms, which you have seen art for Sydon, but if you want a reminder of who killed Hypatia about 15-20 minutes ago, there he is again. And there's his holy symbol. There you go. And there's Lutheria's symbol, if you were curious what that is. Alright, so, continuing on, you guys reach these stairs, and you gotta climb, I don't know, about 500 stairs, something like that, and you reach the Great Palace, which is location 4. The Great Palace stands at the top of an impressive stone stairway. It is similar in appearance to the temples of the gods, except that its design emphasizes its civic function. Rather than statues to the gods, the palace is decorated with royal seals, with the bronze tablets describing the legal codes of the city. Alright. The guards that are waiting outside in the storm nod as you approach. They look to the skies and see the Dragonlords who are swooping into land beside you. Their dragons let out body-shaking roars as they kind of shake loose the rain that is clinging to them, only to be drenched again by the torrential downpour. The guards lead you into a courtyard, and then to the innermost sanctum, the throne room of the great king of Mytros.
May I ask a question about the guards before we go in there?
Sure.
Are they wearing crowns of the Dragonlord?
They are very similar to what you see here. They do not have OG crowns of the Dragonlords like you guys were given by Graxus.
Okay. I should point out that Astreus does wear his openly.
Oh shit!
Just as
okay.
He doesn't.
Okay.
I was considering we should put that away, but that's what you should do. I think that's even better. Out of character,
okay.
like.
Does anybody else want to whip their dick and/or cooch out before you walk into the throne room? I mean, anybody? Or sorry, exhaust port for our Warforged companion. Anybody? No?
He just he
Reset,
hasn't taken it off since.
Do you wear yours?
Does it look like the regular crown or the headband?
It's the one that was given to you by Graxus.
Okay, so I haven't changed it yet.
Okay, so you're still wearing it, or?
I'll take it off.
Oh, you're gonna take it off. Ooh,
I mean,
okay.
I'm a Resian, and yeah, it's
that,
bad enough.
Okay, so that's what you guys would be rocking, and then these guys are just rocking these spooky helmets.
All right. No, sorry. Yeah, good to know. I just because Astreus, he doesn't understand how they have dragons. It's foreign to the way that he is familiar with the whole bonding and everything else.
Sure.
So, yeah. So I'm, curious, but
Yeah. Let me bring you over to to the throne room. Okay.
After feeling he talked too much and he was intoxicated, Talus isn't going to be talking much this time.
Oh, okay, fair enough. All right.
Nice.
All right, swapping out the music on channel 1. There we go. All right, there are people here in attendance. The people look distraught. The people look maybe homeless. The people look like they are running out of options, and they have come here to beseech the great wisdom of the queen and the great guidance of their king. So you guys are all the way over here. Let me give you a little tour of the place. First of all, be very careful when you're walking, because this is a marble floor and it's very wet. There's no wet floor signs. That's a freebie right there. But just be careful, because you wouldn't want to fall down these stairs in front of all these people. It'd be really embarrassing. Oh, speaking of which, that sounds like advice that you would be given by your band manager. So let me bust her out real quick. She's not going to abandon you guys in your time of need here. So, all right.
Does she give us like any like warnings or heads up like as we're approaching?
I mean, she gives you the rundown that please don't vomit when you see my sister. She's super ugly. Her husband's a piece of shit. Wasn't expecting this weather, right? Am I right? Crazy weather we're having. Kind of side-eyes Hypatia. She's been very quiet since Hypatia died, because like she knows that a joke at this time would not make things better, and she's trying to, you know, grow as a person and not make any jokes about what a shocking entrance Hypatia made or anything like that, right? She's like not saying any of that stuff. So she's been very quiet, but when you do ask her, she gives you the careful, my sister's super ugly, she'll make you vomit just by looking at her, and her husband's a super asshole. Also, where the fuck did he get the dragons from? I mean, I knew Gaius had a dragon, and I heard he had a dragon, but where are these other dragons coming from? Yeah, so she's on your side, Astraeus, of the I have no idea what's going on, but I feel like I should. Is kind of where she's at. Alright, so, beautiful water features, lovely, lovely, lovely. Similar architecture to your dad's place, Phil, but much more fancy and grand and all that jazz. We got some statues here. One of them, I mean, they both look like ladies, but one of them is Akastus, and one of them is Vallus. There's only so much repainting of a map I'm willing to do. I had to sew this together from like 3 different maps. So, in the center of the room is a big boy. It's the biggest dragon I think you've seen so far, since you've only seen the 2 that took you here and the one that tried to kill you in the forest. Yeah, this is a big ass silver dragon over here. I have a handout for him because, as you could probably deduce, he's important. This, you know, Hypatia, is Icarus, the dragon of the king.
He's got something going on his chest there. That looks weird.
He's got some bone spurs going on. He's got some bone spurs going on. You could give me a history or arcana check if you would like to understand why he has those bone spurs.
I would do so.
Also, you could roll that as well, Astraeus. Unfortunately, you guys are not able to palaver and share details. Both of you do not recall silver dragons, which are normally very sleek looking dragons, being so thorny. So there could be something wrong with this dragon, but you don't know what it is.
Yeah, it looks off, is all I know.
Yeah. So, that being said, you will have to walk past this dragon to get to the king. So that's a whole thing. There are royal guards protecting, the throne. There are some Amazons, including a super badass looking Amazon, obviously tougher than the other Amazons. And they are kind of off to the side. You see a familiar face. You see Commander Gaius's dragon. She's just kind of curled up over by the wall. You see Commander Gaius. He is at the right hand of the king.
I'm fingering my necklace of fireballs.
To the left hand of the king is some thought. Yeah. Over here, resting on a palanquin, I think that's what they're called, is a very handsome tiefling. And tieflings are extremely rare in this setting. A lot of tieflings are actually the product of, like, fae relations rather than just demonic relations, because there's not really all that many fiends to hook up with in this setting. So a lot of times the tieflings are from less favorable fae relations that resulted in tieflings. Next to him is a beefy boy, kind of standing protectively nearby, but not up on the dais with everyone else. You see behind the king are more of these copper dragon riding Dragonlords, and they're posed up to look super cool. Super cool. You remember, Hypatia, the displays of wealth and power of King Akastus that you witnessed, growing up and stuff. This definitely all seems, on par for what he's about. There is a strikingly beautiful woman. This woman is so beautiful that you definitely would not throw up unless women with 30 charisma scores make you throw up. So far away from the king, over by the Amazons, barely standing on the dais and not able to sit on a comfortable palanquin, but standing, is Vallus, the goddess of wisdom. Which is kind of a big deal. So,
yeah, it's not good.
There's her collectible card. There you go.
Did they have to make her so busty?
Oh, that was me. I made her so busty. So
okay.
That was me. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's on brand. It's on brand.
Okay.
All right. Let's see. Then you've got the actual man himself, the greatest king in the history of Thylea, King Akastus Archleander.
I mean, he looks badass.
Looks a little cross-eyed there.
That's because there's so much power inside of him, it's trying to, like, bust out. So, all right. He raises his wrist to his mouth, and his voice booms through the throne room, and he says, "Chosen of the Oracle, please come stand before me. We have much to discuss. Our city is in peril, and I look to you, great heroes, for aid and counsel."
I'm sure he wants us to do something that will get us killed. I'm so excited.
All right, this is a big moment. Do you approach the safe way by pushing through the throng of needy, homeless, and desperate, or do you cross the dragon? Or do you just do your own thing and, I don't know, leap over this water feature, or spider climb across the fucking ceiling, or, I don't know, fly over? I don't know what you decide to do.
Yeah, I was gonna just, like, kind of glide
Oh, okay. Wow. Okay. You can see, Phil, as you start to glide away from your allies, even at this distance, you can see a poop face forming on the King of Mytros' face.
I'd like to go the bottom way that passes the dragon.
Oh, okay.
Same with Alice.
Yeah, I'll just be like hovering over them.
I have more respect for the dragon than I do the king.
Mm.
How high is it up here and from down there?
Oh, it's got a huge ceiling, like a huge creature could fly around and have a badass fight. Talus, as you step onto the bridge, the dragon opens one glowing silver eye. Please, all of you, make wisdom saving throws.
At least I'm not terrible at this one.
All right. The DC is an 18. If you failed, you are too afraid to approach the dragon.
I
Wait,
didn't use
wait,
my
wait.
inspiration.
I have
Inspiration
my
is
blanket.
before you roll.
I am immune
Before
I haven't
you
rolled
roll.
yet.
Oh, you haven't rolled yet? Okay. All right, go for it. All right, it's too scary. Phil, you barely muster the courage to cross. Astreus, no problem. But you guys realize that your allies, they're too
No,
scared.
I
What?
would
What?
go too. I have my blanket. I'm immune to being frightened.
Oh shit! Okay. So good job. So the three of you made the save.
Huddle closer
All
in
right.
my blanket.
Anastasia.
Yeah, I didn't even
what-
get off the stairs, so I'm trapped back here because I can't get any closer to it. Rules is written.
Oh,
Anyway.
you actually hung back on purpose to watch
no,
the ball go?
no. I was just waiting. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. We'll say that you're, close. But all right. Let's see.
If they're afraid, are they able to, like, I know they technically can't get closer, but, like, can they, like, go along the statue and basically, like, just kind of give it a wide berth?
I mean, Astreus, you know that they could, but it would be super embarrassing.
I'm gonna look at Anna and I'll be like, and Reset, you want me to carry you forward? We could try and make it look dramatic.
You do get a new save every 6 seconds, so it's not like it's the end of the world. So after 6 seconds, try. Those of you who have failed, roll again. Those of you who passed, do you continue without your allies, or do you stay and wait for them?
I'm gonna make a show.
I'll move ahead.
I'm gonna make a show of talking to the dragon to give the others time to collect themselves.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna walk
I
up.
would. Oh, I would turn around as I got here, and wait for Anastasia, which would probably take 6 seconds.
Okay. Phil, as you walk past the dragon, its eye, which is okay. It's how high are you flying? 15 feet?
15 feet.
Yeah, that's not even the height of the dragon. You'd have to actually go higher than that. All right, Anastasia, Kyra will pull you and Reset along if you are, okay with being pulled. But
No, Anastasia, she just needed a deep breath.
okay.
In Draconic, Astreus is going to say, "Greetings, Great One. May we have your leave to pass?"
You see a shit-eating grin appear on the dragon's face. It is reminiscent of every shitty 9-year-old you've ever run afoul of. In a deep, rumbly voice. What language do you address him in?
Draconic.
Okay. In a deep, gravelly voice, in Draconic, he replies, "You and your allies are free to do whatever you please. It is no fault of mine if some find their courage lacking."
I'm going to give him a respectful bow
Mm.
and say, "Thank you. We appreciate the leave that you have granted us, and hope that the others have collected themselves by this point."
You said 28 is the difficulty?
No,
18.
18.
18.
Oh,
18.
okay.
Yeah. All right. So the dragon nods to you and says, "Your words are as silver as my glorious scales and my glorious horde." And he motions with his head towards his massive pile of lepta. You notice that he has no drachmae. He only has lepta. As hordes go, Astreus, who's familiar with dragons, this is not an impressive horde. This is like that meme from like Thor Ragnarok, where the guy's like, "Behold, my stuff." I mean, it is just like Fisher Price, my first horde, basically. Now, don't get me wrong. There's thousands and thousands and thousands of lepta, but like, you don't see any magic items, you don't see any like trophies. It's just silver coins everywhere.
Yeah, I'll make kind of mental note, but I'll wait for everyone else to pass, and then I'll walk by it.
As Kyra walks past, the dragon, in a stage whisper, says, "What is that foul stench?" And then makes a show of like snorting with his nostrils, and then kind of turns his snout towards Kyra and then away quickly. And you hear nervous titters from both sides of the throne room. Taking a steadying breath, she walks past him without saying anything.
Yeah, I'd probably go a little stony faced at that as I walk by as well. But yeah.
Yeah, Astreus, you've known a lot of dragons, and silver dragons are considered by many to be the most friendly and righteous of all the dragons. Like, they are like the lawful good palabros. Like, they are the "come humans and humanoid friends, let us fight evil together for justice." You've never in your long life encountered a dragon that's as big a shithead as this one that was also a silver dragon.
Yeah, I'm super concerned by its demeanor, but and the fact that, well, someone like Gaius has a dragon too, so yeah. But I'm gonna keep kind of silent on that. I'm not gonna antagonize or anything, or even comment on his manners.
Okay, as you guys approach, these two guards move, and they cross their spears, indicating that you should not go up any further. You see Kyra look over at Vallus, and Vallus, who looks both bored and very, very sad, smiles the weakest of smiles and nods to her. Next to the king, his royal thought presses her boobies against his armored forearm and whispers in his ear. He nods sagely. And then Gaius takes his, breastplated chesticles and he rubs them against the king's other biceps and whispers in his ear. And you see the king nod sagely. This guy, for his part, he just looks interested in you, amused at the king and everything that's going on, and a little bored. A little bored. All right, she kind of goes to you guys, and she says, okay, this is gonna be a big deal. So it doesn't look like my sister's really got everything under control here. So you need to maybe, keep it cool. Because if we all die here, there's nobody to bring you back. Just want to throw that out there. So, and bringing you back without your body's not really a thing. And she kind of looks back at Icarus. She's like, and I could smell a meat eater when a man eater when I see one or smell one. Okay, you guys have got this. I believe in you.
Astreus is like completely thrown by the fact that we might be in danger in the city of Mytros.
Hypatia's glaring daggers all around, so just FYI.
Hmm? All right, so this is awkward. Yeah.
I mean, I'm happy to continue having a stare down.
All right,
we can
so
just do that.
here's some flavor text for you. The king waits. Rain hammers loudly upon the palace roof, and you hear the crack of thunder roll across the sky, and you see the flash of lightning through the open walls that lead out to gorgeous gardens. Much as in Astoria, the royalty here does not cloister themselves away behind barricades and walls, but makes themselves available to the citizens who might need them. A middle-aged man with a powerful build sits upon a gilded throne. And I've described all this other stuff to you. Alright, Akastus beams down at you. Big smile. You get the feeling, without an insight check, that the smile might not be for real, because it's still really upset about those flying boots. Here they are. The heroes of the Heartlands. The chosen of the Oracle. Welcome, my honored guests. You've arrived not a moment too soon. I am in desperate need of your counsel. As you may have noticed, our beautiful city is besieged by evil weather. We have wasted many days discussing how best to placate the Lord of Storms, but my advisors, and he motions to Gaius, Royal Thought, and Blueskin Guy, cannot seem to agree upon anything. You see, the Oracle's prophecy has angered her father Sydon. That much is clear. And you are the ones who were foretold to confront the Titans and restore balance to Thylea. Therefore, it seems only right and just that you must be the ones to decide how best to resolve this crisis. And he sort of opens his hands to you, as if to give you the floor. And you hear the shuffling of damp sandals as all people move to the edge of these balconies so they could look down upon you. And try.
Excuse me.
No, very, very good role playing. You've been out in the weather. Yeah. The question is, do all 48 snakes also sneeze at the same time? Or does one of them try to cover your nose? I don't know. So there's a press, and there's way more people than these miniatures, but we're trying to keep, the map from exploding. But yeah, hundreds of people press in to listen to the great wisdom of the chosen of the Oracle, the heroes of the Heartland, they are calling you.
Well, Hypatia is not as politic as Astreus, and would just straight up say, what does the goddess of wisdom think?
I love you, Hypatia.
Okay. King Akastus smiles warmly at your brilliant idea. He turns to his wife, who is a good, 20 feet away from him, and he says, do you hear that, my beautiful queen, the chosen of the Oracle, prophesized by the fates themselves to bring balance to Thylea. Their first instinct is to turn to you and your great wisdom. What idea had you floated past, my council, my queen? And you see her close her eyes, as if summoning the will to not strike him dead, and throw her city into chaos. And she says, as you well know, my king, I have tried using my own magics to turn away the storm. My own ability to control the weather itself. I was unsuccessful. And you hear a murmur amongst the people as she makes this admission. And you see like a sly smile on Blue Guy's face. You see a smug look on Guy's face. You see a self-satisfied look on Royal Thought's face. And you see a sad look of someone that already knew, but he wanted to make sure that the Chosen knew, because as great heroes, he owed you the information. And she says again, but with the arrival of my sister, who comes bearing her great loot. A loot made to control the seasons themselves. Together, we could certainly try again.
We haven't gotten the loot yet, have we?
Oh, loot was the first thing you guys got.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Okay. I was afraid it'd be the one we hadn't got yet.
Yeah. And you see, this guy looks intrigued. This guy make poopy face. This one make pouty face. And this guy makes stoic face. But while I am known for my wisdom, these great heroes are known for their cleverness, their ingenuity, and their power. Perhaps, if given some time, they could find a solution. And the king, he kind of stands from his throne, dramatically, adjusts his massive codpiece. You get the feeling it might be bigger than it needs to be, you know? And he motions to the great windows behind him, where the storm is just wrecking the city, and he says, "They would need time. Time! Does it look like we have time, my queen? My city is being destroyed as a consequence of their actions. All I ask is that they assist in cleaning up their mess. But here, perhaps we could be of assistance, great heroes." Each of you, tell them what your solution was, that we fought over for days, and then allow them to choose which path we take. And you see his three advisors kind of, they all kind of nod. All right. So Royal Thought, she adjusts her titties and stands up. Well, she's kind of standing anyways. It's just sort of like lounging against the throne, kind of. And she says, "Great heroes, I believe that these storms are a result of Sydon feeling bad, like someone hurt his feelings. I think that a sacrifice would make him feel better. I have suggested that we sacrifice 10,000 drachmae worth of rare beasts, white and black oxen, in equal number. Surely such a great gift would appease the Lord of Storms. For I know that I myself am appeased by wealth. And she kind of like purrs as she kind of runs her hand up and down King Akastus' side. Yeah. Commander Gaius, boldly wearing his raiments of Sydon, brazenly for everyone to see, he says, well, it is simple. Sydon has not been getting the worship that he deserves. I have seen it myself in Astoria, where these heroes interrupted a sacred sacrifice using trickery and deception. They made fools of Sydon and his followers. Time and again, they spit in the face of the gods. I think the only way that Sydon can be appeased is with the destruction of the Temple of the Five. And you hear kind of a murmur go through the crowd.
Astreus is going to stand up at that.
Well, I mean, there's nowhere for you to sit, so you definitely, unless you're sitting on the floor like a little kid, you're definitely standing. So maybe you stand taller at that.
Sorry, I didn't want to interrupt you. I threw it in the chat. When he called on Vallus to speak, I took a knee, bowed my head to her.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
right.
Hearing him threaten the destruction of the Five, I'm just gonna stand up and get little like straight backed.
Oh yeah, Gaius looks you right in the face.
I'm also... Oh god, somebody should stop me. But I'm gonna say, really? This is Sydon throwing a temper tantrum.
Oh shit. Yeah, your voice echoes through the marble architecture, and the people in the crowd grow fearful at your words.
I'm not accusing Sydon of it. I'm saying you think Sydon is throwing a temper tantrum. Like, how could the wise god of storms be that petty?
Yeah, the storm intensifies outside. The windows shake. You hear lightning striking the roof of the palace. People cry out, and many of them fall to their knees and just begin to pray in earnest to Sydon to please forgive this woman. Some people don't say woman. Some people say this creature.
Perhaps it is not, Sydon is not mad at us, but rather the failings of his general.
Who seems to have quite a cushy position.
The king smirks a bit and looks to Gaius and says, that's an interesting take, Commander Gaius. And Gaius blushes, and his jaw is set, and he says, I stand by my actions, and I would do them again. Only perhaps I would not be so soft the next time.
You're
Perhaps
saying you would willingly do wrong by your god twice.
I'm saying I would have made sure I finished what was started in the old wood. And the king kind of makes a gesture, and he says, you all stand before the lifeblood of the city, the people of Mytros. This city is the only body we have left of that great goddess. If this is the blood of the city, this is Mytros' blood that flows around you. I implore you to please control yourselves. Be the example that these people need in these trying times. Now, Chandris, share with them your advice. Alright, and Chandris, who has a handout, does the thought have a handout? Probably not. Oh, she does. Okay. There you go. Chandris stands up, and he says, he stands up very lazily, and he says, of course, great king, of course. Great heroes, I think that we will find ourselves like of mind. For it was I who implored the goddess of wisdom and beauty to use her magics to turn back the storm. And in my heart, a heart that beats fiercely for the 5 gods, I would like to see them perform a miracle. Show the people that their time is not yet done, that there is still some great divinity within their hearts and minds. And he looks over at Vallus. I would weep from joy to see such a miracle worked, to know that the 5 still have the strength to keep us safe in these trying times.
Could I insight that? I get the feeling from the tone that this guy is like...
Sure, yeah.
Not...
Yeah. Is you already rolled insight, or...
I just threw it up now.
Oh, okay.
I'm just... The tone of voice, I'm getting the feeling that that's a whole lot of hooey.
With a 17, he's being overly dramatic for sure, but he is pandering to an audience. He seems sincere. And you do see Vallus blush ever so slightly at his words.
I'm gonna say that while the 5 are truly powerful, the very fact that this city stands and that we stand in this palace is already a testament to the miracles of the 5. As this great king has already pointed out, the lifeblood of the city is the people of Mytros. Mytros, the goddess who sacrificed herself in order to ensure that this city would still stand against the aggression of Sydon, who tried to destroy it in the past. He now rages and destroys the city, and you talk of placating him. Perhaps, King Akastus, it is time to get rid of this false advisor at your side and stand up to him.
Everyone gets real quiet. The king, he just kind of stares down at you. You could feel his eyes on your crown. He says, loudly, so that everyone can hear, his wrist raised ever so slightly towards his mouth. You're pretty sure there's some sort of thaumaturgy going on. His voice kind of echoing through the throne room. He says, "Am I to understand, man who calls himself Astraeus, that you would have the city of Mytros defy the Lord of Storms? That is the great advice that you impart to the thousands upon thousands upon thousands of lives that are at stake. That is your advice?" And you see Vallus, one tear welling up in her eyes as she stares down at all of you. "I find your words, one who calls himself Astraeus, and one who wears such adornments," and his eyes kind of flick up to his forehead and down in a very, dramatic, comedy routine sort of thing, and you hear nervous chuckles from the crowd. "I notice you make this bold claim from the very back of a group of protectors. If Sydon stood where I stand now," and he kind of gets up from the throne, "would you be so bold? Would you be so blasé with the lives of all these people?" And he kind of gestures, dramatically left and right. And as he does, the people kind of shrink away, in fear, as storms continue to just pound outside and strike the building.
Hypatia will just snort and say, "The lives of all these people mean nothing to Sydon. Trust me, I know."
The Dragonlords fought against the Titans for the mere existence of this city to be continued. The Lord of Storms, if he stood where you are now, may wave a hand and have me killed in lightning, but standing against him is the right thing to do. The Oath of Peace is nearing its end. You, Great King, are a Dragonlord now.
And his chest kind of puffs up when you say that, in a good way. You see the ego meter go fills up a little bit.
It might be my tactic. You have the blood of an ancient line of Dragonlords. You ride dragons now. You command dragons now. And then I'm going to kind of motion to Gaius. You have no need of a sycophant of the Titans to protect your city. You are the champion that Mytros needs to stand tall. Do so, and we will support you in any way we can. What can we do to protect the city? Do you have a command for us? Rise to the occasion, Great King, and we will be there to help you.
His face is a storm of emotions as he stares down at all of you. And taking a deep breath, you see Bella reach out to give him a comforting caress, and he kind of shakes her off of him. You see Gaius get ready to speak, and he raises a hand, silencing him. All the while, you watch the blue-skinned tiefling as he just watches the show, like the people in Astoria watched the plays during the wine festival, as if all of this brings him a great amusement. You see Vallus has the look of a defeated individual as she just stares at the king, her face unmasked sadness and disappointment. And the king, steadying his voice, says, "You seem to misunderstand. I've already given you an order. Choose a method that we will use to placate Sydon and end this storm. If you are intent upon pursuing the destiny that was set down for you by the Oracle, you will need the great ship, the Ultros. And I am the only one who knows where it is. I will give you this information quite freely once you have done as I asked. Choose now." All right, you guys have like 5 minutes of OOC metagame to talk this out.
Yeah.
I say we go hunt down another legendary beast and sacrifice it to Vallus to give her the power to work with Kyra to clear the storm.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I
Well,
dislike the idea of sacrificing the oxen just because that's a lot of oxen.
we already know that doesn't
Yeah,
work.
it'll also substantially impact the economy of the city. If they use their own money. You kind of get the feeling that he would want you guys to foot the bill for those oxen.
Yeah.
Because they're going to need all that money for repairs because you guys made Sydon mad and he smashed the city.
Yeah. So definitely we need to sacrifice something to Vallus.
Let's sacrifice the king.
Now, OOC meta chat, you see Kyra unzip the fourth wall and slip into your DMs, as it were. And she's like, my sister and I could totally fucking do this because you guys helped me get the instruments. Which is very fortuitous, but we'll be running on empty after that. I'm pretty sure. It's gonna take a lot of our divine spark to do it. But
the people
and it's not a
need to
permanent
see the
solution.
5.
Well, I mean, it would be a baller move because we'd be showing that the 5 still have some power, but then we'd have to bluff our asses off afterwards because we really wouldn't have any power. Because the truth of the matter is, I'm only powerful right now because you guys sacrificed the boar to me. Now, I like where Phil's going with this, finding another beast and sacrificing it. I mean, there are other beasts that aren't as friendly as the ram that we could, maybe try to hit up to rejuice or whatever. But
There's a dragon behind us.
Yeah, there's also 5 other dragons in the room.
yeah,
Let's do
Kyra
it under.
unequivocally tells you that if we start a fight here, everyone will have their Monday nights free again. Because it will be the end of the campaign.
Yeah, I measured the breath weapon out. He's right behind us. It's 90 feet, I think.
I like
you guys
the
are level
idea.
5, and we're talking about 6 dragons? Yeah, 6 dragons. Level 5 party.
But we could muster all of these people to help us.
Right.
Mob
They're commoners with 8 hit points.
Okay, but in all reality, what if we threw
Yeah.
a giant party here? To power up Kaya. Throw a giant musical concert here.
Yeah, I'm
Power them
sure.
up as they're using their instruments.
I'm sure Sydon would destroy it.
I don't
immediately.
think the king would want
It can't.
that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna mute so I don't jump in on your conversation, but if you have questions that Kyra would be able to answer, or I would be able to answer as the DM, let me know and I'll unmute.
Okay.
I say we go find the beast, but we do it under the condition of we'll clear the storm, but we need to get Sydon out of the city.
We need to take the fight out of Metropolis.
How are we going to do that?
Is that what you're saying?
Yeah. I'm not.
It's all well and good to say that, but how are we going to do that?
Yeah. It seems to me that.
Political movements.
Well, but also it'd be hard to find a beast of legend, and it would take some time.
Well, I'm thinking, Kyra says that her and Vallus can do it now. It would just deplete them. So it would probably be good to have them do what they need to do, glory to
Yeah.
the 5, get the people back on side, and
Yeah.
then we could follow up by trying to find one of the beasts so that we can kind of power them back up, as it were.
Yeah. That's yeah.
I kind of want to find like 4 of the beasts, and let's do like 1 to each of my relatives.
I mean, I'm not opposed to
Well,
that
does
for
it have
sure.
to be a
I mean,
legendary beast? Because there was a Hydra, I think.
Yeah,
Is that,
we
like, good
could
enough?
sacrifice the
know.
Hydra.
There's a
I
As
big
like
think-
its
somewhere.
heart.
I mean, is it just that it has to be a strong beast, or was it because like Sydon juiced that boar that it was like extra?
It was like a celestial being.
Yeah.
The more powerful the being, the better the sacrifice is.
But in any case, I think that if we manage to like get Kyra and Vallus to do what they need to do, yeah, there you go. Yeah, divine sparks. We need divine sparks.
I'm sure we could find them. We found the
Yeah,
The
but how
ram
much of the
pretty
city
easily.
would be destroyed in the meantime? And we also knew where the ram was. Like, we knew about it beforehand.
we
Like-
found out about it pretty easily, I think.
Also, we may not have.
City has a day left.
Yeah, like so we need to do it right away, and we're level 5. That ram, like
Yeah.
that thing destroyed us, and there's no saying that we're gonna find a legendary beast that's somehow closer to the boar than it is to the
We're
ram.
gonna
Like
do research.
we have a
this
day.
time. No. I mean, like, let's let Kyra and Vallus do their thing and
really-
have them bluff that they still have
Okay,
power.
well,
Oh, okay, yeah.
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we were saying anyway. Okay,
I
yeah.
almost have a feeling like this is all a trick to depower the gods before the Titans attack anyway.
Oh yeah, no shit.
Well, the Titans can't attack. We're still north of peace.
It's definitely
I also feel like
probably the case.
if Kyra and Vallus save the city, then we can encourage more worship and prayers and such, and that would help, I would think.
Yeah, I say we go on propaganda campaign
Yeah.
post Kyra and Vallus save the city.
Imagine like
Yeah.
deities are powered by the belief in them, right? So there's a lot of
Astray
Yeah,
is
that's
all
why
on
I
board
wa- I
for
wanna,
Crazy
like-
5.
I want to just burn down the Temple of Sydon. Like, can we just do that?
I think with
not the 5 of us.
I would. Like as a stealth mission overnight, maybe. But
Yeah.
we need to stop the rain first. But yeah, no, I think Talus, you're probably right that it's probably a scheme to like depower them. So we should definitely try and be on the lookout to repower them as soon as we can.
Yeah.
What if this guy wants us to do that so he can steal the power for himself?
Yeah, I don't know. That guy, I don't know.
That's
if
why
it's
he
just
wants it
like,
to happen.
Seems sincere to your insight.
I didn't.
He almost
incite him.
seems like a red
I'll go by
herring.
my gut.
Yeah.
Look, you
also,
guys are
like-
being legit racist because he's a tiefling, dude. I'm
No,
just saying, he could be a good guy.
I am
No,
also,
that was-
I think
that
the
was
guy
Crash's
is-
tone of voice. That was the tone of voice. He definitely had that whole like sneakiness to his tone of voice. He was oh gosh. No. When Crash was in character on that guy, there was some definite slyness going on.
But
No, I think it's a red herring.
I'm also on. I think it's a bit of a red herring too. I am also on Tiefling side, and it might just be because I have a bit of monster in me as well. But I think he was being honest. Because he wouldn't really have any reason to lie, I think.
No, I'm sorry. That was me as a player. That's not Anastasia's thing. I'm sorry to put you guys on that path.
For me, it was literally
That's my
just the way.
pessimistic outlook on like on this situation is just there's no right answer no matter what we do.
No,
so we
I
should just pick
was
one.
I was gonna incite the guy too. It's
Yeah.
just I wanted someone who was better at it than me.
Well, his tone of voice, he was definitely like,
No.
yeah.
I would be so overjoyed to see that happen. Whoops. All the power's mine. Ha ha ha.
Well, that's yeah.
How
that-
is he taking the power?
I don't
Like, what-
know.
like, I don't
I'm wasting your
understand
time.
how.
I don't know. I don't have.
it might not even be that he's taking it more than he just wants to see the 5. Like if he's an adherent to Sydon, he just might want to do anything that'll weaken the 5. Right?
Look, just
But
'cause
anyway.
he's blue doesn't mean he's a follower of Sydon. Right? He was born that way.
Whoa! No one said anything about his skin color, Phil.
So are we in agreement though?
Yeah, I think.
I
We're in
think so.
agreement.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
So I
Hey,
believe
can
we
we,
are in
like,
agreement, Crash.
Find out if there's like a Coliseum here, and let's fight guys in the Coliseum.
In the name of
I'm
Pythor.
down. I will rip off my necklace and throw it directly at him. Whole thing. All 8
Alright.
beads. At once.
Alright, so yeah, we're in agreement, Crash. We think we're good to go.
All right. So, time, never stopped moving. Because you guys are fucking heroes, so you're always in sync on everything, including super important decisions that would affect the lives of over 50,000 people. Which of you is going to be the mouthpiece of whatever decision saves or damns over 50,000 lives?
Anna.
No.
I think it's Dreas.
All right, Astreus, will you make this bold proclamation, quote unquote, from the back of the group?
I literally thought it was Anna, so I just shoved chocolate in my mouth.
I don't even know what we decided on. So
We were gonna have Kyra and Vala perform to get rid of the storm using her instruments.
Okay, so Astreus will walk forward.
Everyone
And-
waits with bated breath to hear what the man who claims to be Astreus has to say.
So, I will take my holy symbol from around my neck and hold it up high with my left hand, kind of pointing it, making sure it's kind of like angled towards Vallus. And I will say that it is the 5 who saved Mytros during the first war from the wrath of the Titans. And it will be the goddess Vallus and the goddess Kyra who will save Mytros again. We will allow them to pool their power together with the tools that they have at their disposal, and they will protect the city of Mytros from Sydon's wrath. We, the Chosen, will aid them in any way that they request. And then I'm gonna look at King Akastus and I'll say, as you command, we have chosen a path to save the great city. Your wisdom will see the city through. He says that to Akastus, but he used the word wisdom on purpose.
Okay.
And that'll be where he ends his proclamation.
Okay. All right, as your words hang in the air, you see Vallus looked pleased, sad, and resigned. You see this lady look angry and concerned. You see this guy look smug, like he knows y'all can't do this shit. You see she looks uncomfortable, like she is worried that maybe they can do it. You see this guy looks pleased. Because you picked his idea, naturally, because he's fucking the best, obviously. You see this guy looks confused. You see the
That
king
sounds
of
racist.
you see the king of Mytros narrow his eyes, and then just a huge pearly white smile breaks through that ebony beard, and he says, "Do you hear that, people of Mytros? The heroes of the Heartland have come to a decision. We will be saved by our glorious queen and her sister." And there's sort of a murmur amongst the people, and somebody tries to do a slow clap, but nobody joins in.
I join in.
Aw. Okay, 2 people are slow clapping. Kyra shakes you like, please stop. Don't. It's just making it worse. It's just making it... Also, you look ridiculous because one of your arms is broken. What are you even clapping? The side of your fucking head?
My thigh, my massive quad.
Just no, just nephew, stop, please. This is...
I moved my abdomen.
Fine. Here, patty cake me. Let's do it. She offers a hand to you so you could clap her hand.
A patty caker.
Okay. All right. The king says, excellent. There's no time like the present. Our beautiful city doesn't have much time left. Such is the wrath of Sydon. Great queen of mine, where will you go to cast this great ritual? And she just sort of looks at him, and the look on her face is like, I married this guy. I married this absolute piece of shit. And this guy, from his palanquin, doesn't even, like, get up. He just kind of lounges there. And he's like, might I suggest the great bluffs overlooking the city? We will be as close to Sydon as we possibly can be without flying up to meet him. And his eyes kind of dance over to Phil, who is playing one-hand patty cake with his aunt in front of hundreds and hundreds of people. Okay. And Vallus nods to him. And Kyra's like, that's a good idea. It's a good idea. We'll go to the highest place in the lightning storm that's already killed one of us. Pro move. Pro gamer move. For sure. All right. Astraeus, tell him that we need 1 hour to prepare.
We will require 1 hour in order to prepare the great ritual that will save the city of Mytros.
And, he says with a big smile, man who claims to be Astraeus, you will have that hour. My queen, why don't you take these great heroes to your wing of the palace, that they may help you with your preparations for this great sacrifice. And you see Bella kind of just rubbing her tatas all over the king, and she's giving the queen a look like, yeah, be gone, thought. Get out of here. And the queen says, but of course, my king. Sometimes I wonder which of us is truly the wisest. And she begins to leave. And you see this dragon kind of shy away from her as she passes it. And she motions to this lady. And this lady motions to these people. And this lady moves next to her. And then these Amazons come down. And this one fucking shoulder checks this dude out of the way. And they motion for you guys to follow them.
When he approaches, Talus will extend a hand in recognition.
Yeah, they do the secret Amazon handshake with you. And then they headbutt at the end, like Amazons do.
Was it patty cake?
But they do not do the scream, because it's not the right place for that. So
Not the time.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, so you guys are led away to Vallus's quarters. Now, I'm a hack. I don't have a map for Vallus's quarters. I was kind of hoping nobody would try to kill Vallus in a room. So I'm going to just take you back to the main map, unless you want to keep looking at the sweet faces of the king and the dragon and all that jazz. Which would you prefer? Stay in Mytros Palace?
Every second we sit in here, I'm tempted to throw a fireball at guys.
Okay, let's go back to the map of Mytros. All right, there we go.
Just put up a nice picture of Vallus.
Okay,
I feel
that
like
works.
when Hypatia walks past guys, she does the whole like point and then like thumb across her neck kind of thing.
One of the snakes does it.
Yeah.
It's like one snake points at him, another one like goes down across Hypatia's neck.
All right. Vallus smiles at you. It is the smile of a man who plans to kill his wife. That is the smile he gives you. All right. Okay. So, you guys are led through some hallways. She almost exclusively has Amazonian guards. She does not have any palace guards in her wing of the building, which is very telling. Eventually, you reach her quarters, and they are as lavish as you would expect. Your friend Pythor and his dad, they're very Spartan, right? Like, they get by with the simple things in life. You know, beer and cheese fries.
Potatoes.
Yeah. This lady definitely likes the finer things in life. Her area, there's gorgeous arts, sculptures, paintings, tapestries. Everything is immaculately clean. Everything is perfectly hung in feng shui. I mean, everything's just absolutely perfect. Everything. Perfect. Looking at the art, it is almost so perfect as to be not enjoyable. Yeah, like it's almost absent of like humanity. It is so expertly done. Yeah. She has servants bring refreshments, and she does drink quite a bit of wine in her first bowl of wine. And she drink it all down like a person that's been drinking a lot of wine lately. We're not at the Pythor level, but we're pretty close. We're pretty close. She sits down on like a chaise lounge kind of situation. And anyone that is into ladies, it is a very distracting situation because she is inevitably the most beautiful woman you've ever seen before. And she just looks like she's just a mess. You see her body shake. And you see tears run down her face silently. And she says, I must apologize for my emotions. I'm sorry.
Astreus is gonna go up and hand her a handkerchief.
Okay. Yeah, she makes the most ladylike toot on it with her nose. Not like the big, like, beluga whale snot bubble snorts of her little sister, but a perfect little, tweet. And then she kind of dabs away at it, and then she casts prestidigitation on it before handing it back to you.
I'll take it and I'll just kind of nod and stand to the side and wait for her to finish talking.
Okay. She doesn't really have much to say right now, which is kind of weird.
Well, then Hypatia would just say, seriously, what the fuck is with that guy?
Okay, you hear a gasp from some of the attendants, and you hear a chuckle from some of the Amazons. And you hear one kind of say, it is just like the stories of the bards say. This one is fiery and maybe insane from her curse. Anything is possible when she is around.
If Vallus doesn't answer me, I would look at, like, badass Amazon lady.
She shakes her head, not her place. Not gonna say anything. But finally, she does kind of sigh and sit up straight, and she looks at all of you, and she says, my sister, I'm sorry that you visit at such an awkward and dangerous time. But it is good to see you, my sweet Kira. And Kyra kind of bristles a little bit, and she's like, well, it's Kyra, but And then Vallus kind of like cocks her head and she's like, "Are you doing this again? It's Kira. That's how it's pronounced. That's the name. It's Kira. You can't just change your name. That's not how it works. We've talked about this." And everyone gets like real uncomfortable, and Kyra's like, "Yeah, well that's cool, right? But like I identify as a Kyra, right? So like I only go by Kira when I'm pretending to be immortal, right? But when I'm myself, it's Kyra, you see? So I need you to be on board for that. As your city is destroyed and your asshole husband wants us to destroy our divinity to stop it. I feel like I'm not asking for much in comparison for what you have put me in a situation to offer." And you see that the words hit her pretty hard, and she says, "Then I will just call you sister, because I will not do disservice to our mother by changing the name she felt suited you best." It's real awkward.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look at Phil like do something.
Why not just call her
Yeah,
Kai Kai?
Kyra turns to you, and you see veins appear on her forehead that anatomically probably don't exist. Her eyebrow begins to rise, her face turning a purple color, and Vallus gets a sly smile and says, "Oh
So,
yes, if you are a Kyra, then a Kai Kai would be twice a Kyra. It's just mathematical."
I nod in agreement.
"For an Oresian, you are quite wise."
Thank you.
"So, sister, you have retrieved your misplaced gifts, the ones our father worked so hard to create, and poured small portions of his divine self into. Those instruments, the ones that were stolen while you, if the stories are true, pretended to be a pickle." And you could tell that having to say those words has caused her psychic damage. And Kyra's like, more or less, yeah. More or less. "And the lute, it still retains its magic and is enhanced by the other instruments?" She's like, "Yeah, more or less, yeah." "Well then, I will channel my spells through you, and with your music, you should be able to turn back the storm. This will be a battle without being a battle. This is the sort of fighting the Titans like to see. Just near crossing the line and ending the Pact of Peace. But not. For you see, I could argue, you attack the people of Mytros, you do them harm, you break the Pact of Peace, and the Titans would simply respond, it is only a storm. It is only the weather. Great Vallus, are you not able to protect your own city from a mere storm? Do you not have worshippers strong enough to aid you? This is not an attack. Weather has always existed before the Pact of Peace, during, and dare I say after. These are the games they play, you see. They could kill every person in this city and still be protected by that pact of peace. Because you see, the peace was not between the mortals and the Titans. The pact was between the Five and the Titans. And yes, killing our people hurts us, but it doesn't directly hurt us. And therefore is not seen as an act of aggression. This is a reality that broke my brother. Though I hear that thanks to some counsel, and she looks over at Talus, and some love, and she looks over at Philippocles, he is on the mend. And I thank you for that.
So how do we get you on the mend? Antu? What do you need us to do?
She just smiles and says, I am wise enough to know that pretending nothing is wrong will not work. I am very sad. I fell in love with the wrong man. I was quiet for too long. I made too many proud mistakes to avoid admitting I had made mistakes. You would think someone who is supposed to represent wisdom would not be such a fool. It is too late now for me to stand against my husband publicly. He has the love of the people. He has the backing of Sydon himself. Even foul Lutheria creeps into our city like a choking vine spreading through a garden.
Hypatia takes off her blanket and just like holds it out for her.
When she sees it, her face becomes like a storm of emotions of like shock and nostalgia and disbelief, and you see tears just begin to run down her face, and with a shaky hand she takes the blankie from you and she pulls it close to herself and just holds it.
Seeing the tears, Astraeus will just silently hand her the handkerchief again.
I have heard great things from the bard Kira about your exploits and your cleverness. Perhaps when the storm passes, I can ask of you a favor. Perhaps over time, together, we can take back this city.
Absolutely.
That we shall.
But for now, we must give Sydon his dues. We must play the game that yet again we have been outplayed in.
Before we proceed, may I ask you 2 questions?
Only 2?
Only 2 come to mind at the moment.
The normal practice is 3 when communing with your deity.
It's like,
I may have a follow-up based on your answers of the first 2. The first is, when this ritual is done, and if it takes as much out of you as we expect, And I mean, no disrespect to your guards, but will you be safe in this city? Your husband seems deeply flawed, and I worry for your safety.
I'm sure my sister has already regaled you with her exploits of drinking lava and trying to make wings out of wax and chicken feathers and flying to the sun and all the other wonderful ways that she managed to kill herself. I cannot die, cleric. That is a fact I assume you should know.
I worry about you being tucked away somewhere.
Ah. Perhaps being tucked away would be less harmful than being paraded out as a tossed aside plaything. And you see her kind of bite her lip as more tears kind of well up in her eyes. He was
Hypatia
so...
just like.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Oh, she just says he was so handsome when he was younger, so full of promise. But the Oracle spoke to him a prophecy that I fear set him about the path of ruin. She told my husband that he would witness greatness, but never himself be great.
Shay's just kind of nodding when he reflects on this man who is a new Dragonlord, but kind of dishonors himself in the way he is. Like, he's literally like sacrificing or sabotaging his own greatness. So it's like, yep, Percy was right.
The man I fell in love with was strong. He had the fiery blood of the Archleanders. He had strength and purpose and hope. I thought with the Pact of Peace coming to a close, the city of Mytros could use a father to look up to. For centuries, I ruled my mother's city alone. And then, when I opened my heart, I suppose I blinded myself. I chose very poorly. Your second question, cleric.
Where did your husband get dragons?
Her face gets like super dark when you say that. And she says, a mystery that even I have been unable to divine. And knowing that I do not know brings him no end of joy. I have my suspicions. It is no coincidence that Sydon has suddenly risen to such great power and heights of popularity amongst the people. No doubt the favored son, the father of the people, the golden smiling king, has traded away my city for his own gains. I suppose a greater question is, where did the Titans get the dragons they used to own my husband? It is a problem that I would very much like you to solve, but likely one that must wait. For you exhaust your available heroics on the mainland. The seas will call to you soon, and you will need that damnable ship if you are to go any further.
You are truly wise in that I do, in fact, have a third question. The dragon, the silver, Akastus' dragon.
Icarus, yes.
Icarus. There is something wrong.
Yes. Yes, there is.
Do you know anything as to why? I have never seen a silver behave or look in such a manner.
Do you wish for me to speak plainly? Or do you and yours, and she looks directly at Hypatia, want to make a challenging riddle of it? There's still a few minutes to go before we must ascend to the mountain peak.
I'll look to Hypatia. And I'll kind of raise an eyebrow at her. Like, you in?
I'm super torn because, on the one hand, a chance to, like, show off in front of my hero, like, that is awesome. But I'm also a little tired of riddles and prophecies right now.
I'll turn to Vallus and I'll say, I believe that we are up to a riddle. I'm just gonna wink at like the half of the snakes that might be okay with that.
Well then, Dragonlord, and new Dragonlord, and she motions to Reset. And Reset, when she looks over at you, you could tell that she likes what she sees. She likes what she sees a lot when she looks over at you.
Reset's blushing too.
Yeah, she's like, how big is a dragon's egg?
Is that asked of the group or is that directed to
she just
Reset?
asks the room. Yeah, she just asks the room.
Well, has the riddle begun?
She smiles and says, nephew, some would argue that life is a riddle that never ends.
I'm assuming Astraeus knows how big a dragon egg is.
It's like the size of American football. So.
Okay. Yeah, he'll use his hands to simulate this big.
But yet, Icarus is of a great size and mass. How does a dragon grow to such size?
I mean,
again, you are the Dragonlord. Tell me the life cycle of a dragon. Tell the others so that your neophyte and allies might be better equipped with this knowledge.
A dragon takes many, many years to grow to the size that Icarus has. They live for, well, to be honest, if not killed in battle, we don't even know if a dragon will die of old age.
They do not.
But a wormling would take years before it grows enough to be ridden, and decades before it would be as large as Icarus.
To reach the size that Icarus is, he would need to be at least 400 years old.
Oh, that's right, Icarus is bigger than the bronzes.
They were coppers, but yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, so she kind of says, you know, he would have to be at least 40 years old. Do you think that perhaps you would have heard, well, not you, you were busy. And she kind of like looks you up and down and blushes a little bit when she says that.
Yeah, I'll blush a bit to it.
But I would assume that all of us would have taken note in the last 400 years of a dragon of that size. And you spoke with this dragon. Did it strike you as 400 years old?
No. It was childish, capricious, cruel even. Very out of character for a silver, and definitely out of character for a dragon of such years.
So then, what has happened to this noble beast? What is wrong with it?
It was forced to grow up?
You are correct. Take my blessing, sweet siren. You receive the blessing of Vallus.
What?
Basically, for the next, 24 hours, you could just cast guidance on yourself.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm gonna look to Hypatia, and I'm gonna ask, do you know of any means magically that can be used to do such a thing?
Cast guidance on my patio.
Oh no, it's only for you. It's only for you.
Okay. Excuse me.
You just have the effect of guidance on everything you try to do.
That's
Every
awesome.
skill check.
Okay, excuse me.
Every skill check for the next 24 hours, you have guidance. Yeah, it doesn't burn your concentration. Or anything. No, Hypatia. Immediately, what comes to mind is the Always Sunny meme, where it's like, first of all, through Jesus Christ, all things are possible. But for you, you just cross out Jesus Christ and you put in magic. Yeah. So what a rube, what a doofus to ask such a simple question. What an idiot. But that's why he's a cleric, not a wizard, obviously. Because come on now. Is it possible? What kind of question is that? But I don't know how Hypatia fields it. But that's, if you were at school and someone asked a question like that, they might be asked to leave. I'm just saying.
Because there are dumb questions.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yeah.
Come on! I mean, he's never known a dragon to be up age like that before.
But he has done a slow lob of the tennis ball over to you, Hypatia. You have the room. How do you respond?
And I'm like, yeah. I'm gonna gesture to the two goddesses that we're talking about, and also, the show the eye. I'm at a loss for words. I'm just motioning to things, duh.
Okay. Anybody else want to weigh in on this, or are you ready to appease Sydon, save 50,000+ people?
Oh, I want to say something, but it's out of character. No.
Oh, well, yeah, if it's out of character knowledge, then it probably shouldn't say it. All right. Anybody have anything in character they want to say?
I guess I would want to introduce myself to the Amazons.
Oh, yeah. They've already heard about you through the songs of the bard Kira. So they make sure to pronounce it Kira in the presence of their goddess. So
My goddess, though you may not know where the king received his dragons directly, do you happen to know where we might find dragon eggs?
She looks to you and says, I do, but one trouble at a time. Note that the answer is yes.
She just smiles.
I'm just stunned at that answer. I was of the belief that dragons were like, well, I guess we saw those ones, but
Come on,
You
Asturias.
see
We were told.
heavy lidded eyes kind of side eye you, Astreus, as if hearing your thoughts. And she just kind of gives you this look like, you think that my husband would know how to get dragon eggs, but I wouldn't? Like, yeah.
it's more because she didn't know where his necessarily had come from, and I
If
was of the
this
belief.
was a Sims game, there would be some big red negative signs popping up above her head. Yeah, you're striking out hard here. You're striking out hard.
I mean, dragons were lost for 500 years. I don't know that
the acolyte in Astoria told us that she knew.
Aesop.
Yeah.
I totally forgot about that. That's, yeah, again, apparently the player is not as smart as his character this time around, which is disappointing because the character has 8 intelligence, so...
I was about to say, I mean, it's not out of character for an 8 intelligence person to maybe forget this stuff or be overwhelmed, right? You're in the presence of your actual god. Most D&D characters don't do like teens, mid to late teens. So, okay. She says, well, my sister, how do we do this? And her sister is like, I would like, Kyra says, kind of trying to puff herself up like a puffer fish, to take up a little bit more space in the room because she kind of felt like everybody didn't notice her because the sister was talking, being all cool and dramatic. So she's maybe overcompensating. She's like, well, I think that I would very much like Reset and Anastasia to perform with us. And I want them to roll actual performance checks that will decide the fate of over 50,000 innocent people.
Wait.
And the whole room gets like real quiet.
All
And you see Vallus just look at her with like this god damn it look on her face. And Kyra's like, that is what Kyra, the goddess of music, has decided. And if you want to use Kyra, the goddess of music's special magic instruments that her dad made for her, and not for her sister, but for Kyra, then you will have to do things Kyra's way. And yes, it might seem like I'm holding the lives of 50,000 people hostage, but that's not what's happening. Because I believe so strongly in the abilities of these two great champions and performers that they're gonna put on a fucking show like you've never seen before, baby.
Can I guidance Reset on this one?
Do it when we get up there.
Kyra's
It only
like,
lasts a minute.
Kyra kind of like nods at you from like the corner of like her eye and her mouth. She's like nodding at you like super hard. She's like, yes, yeah, you definitely do it. She gets all that she can get. Yes. There's like 50,000 people's lives at stake. Definitely cast guidance. Whatever we can do. Use inspiration. Lucky song. Whatever we gotta fucking do.
Yep,
Because, sister dear, you're not the only goddess who instills great confidence in her followers. And friends! Because these are my friends. And I love them. And when she says that, it is like she has stabbed a dagger into Valus's ribs. And you see across Valus's face the loneliness that this woman is absolutely being destroyed by. And you see Kyra's face kind of like go like almost like white with like horror at what she just did and said. Composing themselves, the sisters begin to put on, weathered robes, right, with like the mantle and the hood and stuff, super dramatic, so that you guys could walk all the way up a fucking mountain to put on a concert for the God of Storms and hopefully not die. All right. Does anybody have anything they want to contribute to this concert? Is there particular music that we should play while you guys are up there? Do you just want a picture of the map, or would you feel more immersed if you were on a map of this sacred mountaintop?
I
say map.
Yeah.
Okay. Actual map? All right.
And probably Song of Storms.
Oh, from that game that we never are inspired by
I'm
at
sure
all.
there's probably a song out there called Song of Storms.
Yeah, sure. Okay, that'd be a good one.
I was gonna say if there was a cover with a female vocalist, I just imagine Kyra just singing out "Consequence Free" by Great Big Sea.
Is it a Rocky Mountain?
Oh man, are you thinking Rocky Mountain High? Because like
John Denver?
that'd be pretty hype.
John Denver could save this.
All right, hold on just a sec. Somebody grab the music that you think we should play, and that is what we'll play in the background while I make sure that this map is good to go. So. All right. Ooh, it's such a beautiful map, though. All right. Oh, also, while I'm getting this map, can you, I don't know, roleplay amongst yourselves this long walk up the mountain as you prepare to do this shit, make it happen? Let's see, where would be the best place to grab you? I'll just grab all the minis from the throne room. That'll be good.
I'm gonna go up to Hypatia and see how she's feeling now.
Grumpy, but less so. More like irritated.
I'll offer
When we
her
get
a
the
good
chance.
berry.
Yeah.
Offer me a what?
A good berry. It just helps to not have an empty stomach.
Thank you.
He thinks you're
very
hangry.
I would
I'll feed
never
it to one of
accuse
my
somebody of
pigs.
such a thing.
This woman is angry. I mean, someone get her some food.
Yeah, he
It's like a
cast.
Snickers commercial.
Yeah, I was gonna say he cast good Snickers, and
If that needs to be the reskin of good berry, that'd be the best reskin ever.
You're dying. Have Snickers.
Is there
Now
like
you're
a
back.
you're just not
Thylea-
yourself when you're dying. Here you go.
Is there like a Thylean equivalent to the middle finger?
Yes. Yes, you take your fist and you do like a jerk off motion, and then you act like you're tossing something by opening your hand real fast. The most popular
It's like
like
canon right now.
yeah it's based off of this. The most common thing to call someone that you don't like is a malacus. And what does a malacus mean? The translation is actually a jerk off, a person who masturbates too much. So if you do the jerk off gesture and then toss it at someone, that's basically calling them a malacus. And now you know.
There we go.
All right. So if we were using, I don't know, Foundry, I would hit the storm button, and then like lightning would be happening, and clouds would be rolling around, and there'd be rain effects and all that. But there isn't a storm button, and if I put the weather effects that I paid good money for onto the map right now, it might break some of our Chrome browsers. So we're just gonna pretend that there's some rain falling. All right.
Is that a hole? Like an actual hole you could fall in?
I mean, yeah, they've maybe sacrificed things up here, you know. All right.
Phil looks
They let
at
they
the
let
guy-
you they let you guys walk up, and then everybody who's got a dragon like rides in on their fucking dope ass dragons. So that's the thing.
Does the Akastus
So, like-
ride his?
Oh yeah, Akastus and his thought, they ride in on Icarus. Yeah.
He has his wife, the goddess of wisdom, walk up.
Walk up the mountain. That's right. You are not misunderstanding what is happening here.
I'm going
But hold on. Chandris does walk alongside you if you will allow him to.
Oh yeah.
I would like to talk to him more.
Yeah, I see no
Sure.
reason why we wouldn't let him.
Okay. So you
I'm gonna
guys
make a
would be
point of walking
arriving.
next to Vallus.
Yeah, you guys would be arriving from like over here basically, and they're already there. You know, they've already like arrived because they flew there. And then he brings his minotaur everywhere. So there we go. And let's see. I guess these guys would have been sent up as soon as they were told this shit was going down. So. All right. Yeah, so as you guys are heading out, Chandris and his companion, Zamrox, approach you guys. No guards, just the two of them. And he says, Hi. I can't help but feel that this long, arduous climb is in some way my fault. It was, after all, my faith that sort of got the ball rolling on all this. I must see with my own eyes the miracle, and I would very much like the honor of walking up the mountain with you. Would you, the chosen, allow one such as me? I know your feelings for the king are conflicted. But know that while I advise the king, I am certainly not the king.
Yeah, you're
It's a free country.
welcome to come along.
As you could tell, my birthright has forced me to acknowledge that I am my own man from an early age.
So yeah, where do you come from then?
Oh, wow.
And like, I mean, where is in location, not like.
I was born here in Mytros. You've heard of Stygian Row, I'm sure.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's the slum ghetto.
Yeah.
I was one of many changelings left to die on the streets. But you know, I guess I decided living was better. Now I'm advising the king.
You have done quite well for yourself. And that was super condescending.
Well, I try. It can be hard for people who are different in the city of Mytros. The people are a bit old-fashioned in their beliefs. They never found it in their hearts to truly accept those different from themselves.
I just wave that away. Who cares what they think?
Well, I mean, a small blue boy who's beaten daily certainly cared. But, again, the past is the past. So.
Well, now I'm uncomfortable.
So you advise this king. Do you not bear a grudge to this city for the way they have treated you?
Gosh. I mean, if I bore a grudge for the way I was treated, then I would, I don't know, seek the destruction of every settler, including the ones that birthed me? I mean, that hardly seems reasonable.
Right. Does he have any like adornments, like holy symbols or anything?
He does not.
Okay.
It's important that you learn to forgive and forget. Or maybe just forgive. If you forget, that's the easiest way to be betrayed. And he kind of looks at you very meaningfully, Astreus, when he says that. So, I have not heard the latest from the great bard. Surely there were some adventures on the way here. I mean, it's a long walk. I'd love to hear it. A first-hand account. No offense, great goddess, he says to Kyra, who is doing like throat exercises, and she's like trying to brew fucking like tea and honey as the storm is like coming down into like the cup, and you're not sure how any of it's working, and it's just a mess. So she just starts like eating the honey and lemon, and then she just takes the whole tea bag, like the leaves, and just eats it. And then she just pours like boiling water in her mouth. And he just makes a face like, Is this what it is like to travel with a goddess?
Yes.
He leans into you, Hypatia, and he murmurs close to your many ear holes. It must be a great trial. Perhaps there are 5 labors, and she is the 5th.
You have no idea.
The Chosen are honored by having one of the 5 travel with us.
You look back, and Kyra is chasing Reset and Anastasia down with a pot of boiling water, screaming at them to come back. She needs to get their throats ready.
Astreus is trying to keep a straight face with that comment he made in light of that, but he's probably looking a little sheepish.
Okay.
God damn it, Kyra.
Vallus, you can see like an eyebrow twitch and like a vein kind of popping out, but she looks as somber as somebody who is going to like a funeral wake. It's like she doesn't notice what her sister is doing at all. You could tell that centuries of practice have gone into this. All right.
Yeah, Phil's like walking like close to Vallus, and he's like trying to like lighten her mood, ask her questions about like the family.
Oh, okay.
Not really Kyra.
Sure. Seems to be a touchy subject. So what's your opener? Her alcoholic brother or her emotionally explosive and constipated father?
Definitely.
Or her dead mom. Like, what do you want to open with?
The alcoholic brother, for sure.
Okay, sure. That does seem to be the soft spot for her. So there is a little green plus because you did choose the right decision there. And she speaks about how she has high hopes for him, and it does get awkward because she does start talking about his daughter, Honora, and she says, obviously, the fates were kind when they gave Honora to my brother. He's lost so much to that beast, Hexia. At last, he had a child that she was willing to spare. And what a child she is. Soon to be the queen of Astoria. I wonder if she will take a husband. What sort of man that would be.
Phil's just kind of like, yeah, she's gonna do a really good job.
I heard that she's taken a liking to Kylo, of the Wren family. He's
That guy's a twat.
Is he? I'll have to talk to her about that next we meet. So, I won't use such language, but if you don't think he's a good match, you're her brother after all, so you would have her best intentions at heart.
Of course.
And what happened with your
Dad's
arm?
good.
Did my sister use her wand again?
No, I kind of broke it during some activities. Rescuing some people.
Oh.
And I just landed on it wrong. Like I got tripped up by a crowd, you know.
Oh. These were the refugees, which I would like you to know. I have given food and shelter to. We will find, when all this is over, jobs, housing, and they will be taken care of until they have recovered enough physically, mentally, and spiritually to return back into the world.
It's good to hear.
I mean, that is what the strong must do, is take care of those in need.
Only your husband was like that.
Yeah, you see some red negatives appear. She's like, if only. Yes. Alright. Gets a little awkward after that, but, you know. The whole time, this lady says nothing, and this dude says nothing. Okay. The Amazons can't help but ask Talus all sorts of questions. They want to know about this Karina, is that her name? That you rescued and are training to be an Amazon. They've heard, songs or whatever. They want to know. They want the scoop on this girl. Like what is the measure of this girl? That kind of thing. By the way, your NPCs are staying in Vallus's wing of the palace, and they were wanting for nothing. So just
Awesome.
in case you were worried, if they just were like struck by lightning and killed or something, they are all safe and sound.
Oh, surprised she didn't come with us. Okay.
Yeah.
I will let them know that she.
After watching Hypatia killed in front of them, the NPCs did not want to go out to the weather any longer than they had to, because they feel like, sounds crazy, they feel a little expendable. So, like they're not needed for the narrative of this story, and they would be prime candidates if one of you ran your fucking mouths about Sydon to get iced in the street. So that's why when Vallus was like, you could stay here, they were like, okay.
I would
All
let
right.
them know. Said she shows quite potential in archery and dedication to.
They want, after things have calmed down, because they are fully confident that you guys will pull this off, to train with her and see where her skills are at, if you would allow it.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. So, does anyone else have anything on this long walk up the mountain? Otherwise, we reach the mountaintops.
Everyone else being quiet, then I will remain stoic as well.
Okay. You go through a passage in the mountain. It winds through some beautiful limestone caverns. This phosphorescent fungus looks amazing. You come down these stairs and out into an open nook, sort of, at the top of the mountain. There you see the place of rite and sacrifice. Everybody fans out to get into cool positions. You guys, of course, choreographed this on the way up, I'm assuming. You all drank your tea and honey. You're ready for action.
I'll end up somewhere near a set so I can make sure I guidance her.
Okay. Hypatia, Chandras does ask if he might stand beside you to watch.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm gonna have like 52 eyes on him, but okay.
Sure. All right. Okay. The two goddesses walk over here. Kyra motions for Reset and Anastasia.
Yep. I'm gonna have changed into like longer versions of my clothes,
Sure.
so that they will flow better. And I'll talk to the party and quickly ask them to, make sure you cheer us on, so I don't, because I've been failing a lot of these lately. Any kind of support would be great.
Talus can give guidance to one of you.
Any kind of support. I think Asterius is giving me guidance, and Anastasia has permanent guidance.
Okay.
Mytros is
Well.
with you.
Anything that can give me a better chance at succeeding.
I'll give her my DM inspiration. As I scream huzzahs at the crackling lightning.
Okay.
She'll give you a nice wink and say thank you.
All right. Woof. Okay. Kyra gives Gez a look and a nod. She has explained to you as she chased you down with boiling hot water and tea leaves and honey, the honey still being regurgitated by magical bees, that she was going to totally cheat and do the lucky song. So you got a reroll, you've got guidance, and hopefully you guilted Phil on of his inspiration. So
I did.
okay. So we're going for like a 30 on this one. We're gonna blow this motherfucker out of the sky. You know what I'm saying. All right. Okay.
Such a script.
All right. So, Vallus starts a low, singing, and immediately you guys are like, "Holy shit!" Because she's like way better at singing than Kyra is.
No,
Man.
Yeah,
She's perfect.
she's just it. Here's the thing: it is perfect. There's just no. I don't know. It's like auto-tune perfect. Like she just, but she's singing and it sounds really good. And you hear Kyra kind of stammer a bit as she starts to sing as well, joining in with her sister and forming like the harmony. And then,
There's just no soul in it.
well, now there is, because bad bitch just, you know what I'm saying. Well, she's not really a bad bitch, but she thinks she is. Anyways, she kind of nods to Reset to start dancing. Reset used her real-world magical abilities, and in the time that it took you to roleplay your way up the mountain, she hired an artist to draw her dancing in the rain. Like, so... I don't even fucking know, right? I thought I was good at getting character art, but holy shit. Yeah, we did not pre-script this, so I don't know where this picture came from. Truth. Kyra sees that you got custom character art for a roleplay sequence and she didn't, and you lose Kyra faction. Because she feels like that was a little over the top. But maybe that'll impress Sydon, because, he has the manly urges. Alright. So you start dancing, and then Kyra kind of elbows Anastasia to start singing.
Yeah.
All right, so before you guys roll, give us a quick synopsis of your performance and why it's going to be why it's going to pass a DC 30 and save 50,000 people.
Right. So for Reset,
Okay.
what she's doing is a traditional Arisian rain dance sort of thing.
Okay. Sure.
And this
sure.
will be the first time you guys have seen her dancing in the rain. And actually in the rain, it works even better because the way her robes flow and the ribbons flow, a lot of the water kind of emphasizes her movements. And so you can kind of see like an after image as she's moving through the rain of just, her path. And just in sync with Vallus, Kira, and Anastasia's voices, she's going to be moving kind of in and around all of them, like circling them and kind of going back and forth, stuff like that. And though she's probably the only one dancing, she makes an effort to not be the one who stands out, but rather is dancing to accompany their voices.
Okay. Anastasia, give us a quick synopsis of why this singing is going to save 50,000 plus people.
I have thought about it. There was a song in the Siren's backstory that they sang to Sydon, but he was displeased. I'm gonna try and do a different take on it. I want it to sort of become like a lullaby, to hopefully calm him.
Okay.
And it was the reason the City of the Sirens sank into the deep. It was the song that they sang that he didn't like. Yeah, but it's reversed.
All right. As the song continues and the dance continues, you guys watch as things begin to shift and change. You see a great light begin to gather. The hole that sacrifices are often thrown through closes up, and a great nimbus of energy forms and begins to swirl about. The earth seems to split as an energy comes from that and goes under the feet of the performers, stopping just shy of Philippocles' sandals. Phil, you can feel the hunger coming from the earth, pulling on the very small divine spark that makes you a demigod. You watch as the two sisters begin to glow with a golden light from their eyes, and then from their mouths, and then their whole body, as if they are some sort of celestial being. Alright, Reset and Anastasia, go ahead and roll those performance checks. Okay. Holy shit.
Oh.
You can't get better than that. 31. Holy shit. Alright, you got a 13. Are you gonna do a reroll, or are you gonna stick with it? You are rocking a 23, Reset. It's pretty good.
13? Oh, I did get a 13.
Well,
Yeah. I'll use the lucky to roll one more.
If you do, you gotta keep that new number.
well.
Oh
she
no,
had
you can
advantage,
reroll.
right?
Yeah, could you have
Reroll
advantage? You can
the
take the best
7.
of the. Yeah, you can take the best of the 3. There you go.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
reroll the,
So I'll reroll the
7.
1.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll
Okay,
take the 13.
All right.
The 23.
As you sing and you dance, you are not deities, but each of you takes let's see, I'll roll for it. Oh shit, each of you takes 3 levels of exhaustion from the effort. The light intensifies, the 2 goddesses float into the air, the dancing continues, the singing continues, the storm continues. Eventually, your performance reaches a crescendo, and there is a sudden bolt of lightning that strikes the 4 of you. None of you take any damage. And one last rolling thunder. You see the storm clear. The 2 goddesses stop glowing and fall to the ground, unconscious. And things return to normal.
I imagine with 3 levels of exhaustion, I would also fall.
Okay.
Talus would
I'll-
run
I'll,
up and
like,
give them
rush
all
up
good
to 'em.
berries.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're all like, come on, we'll get you guys.
I already had good
I'd like
berries
to-
ready. Yeah.
All
I'm gonna
right.
do nurse checks on the goddesses. If they're alright.
Yeah, sure. The personal guard of Queen Vallus rushes up as well. Yeah, go ahead and give me a medicine check. Okay. As far as you can tell, all of them are extremely exhausted.
Right. And then I'll pick up Kyra
Okay.
with my free in. And look at Astreus and kinda like, you got her.
All right. You see the dragon Icarus slowly slithering towards all of you.
I'll turn to Akastus as I'm helping Vallus and say, well, good king, your wife did save your city. You chose the correct path in relying upon the five.
And you see him nod, sort of grimly, and he says, take time to rest, and then come to speak with me, and I will tell you more of the Ultros and the part it will play in your destiny. And the 4 dragons kind of take flight. Yeah, dude just left his wife, who's like unconscious on top of a mountain, as flew home with his girlfriend.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Now that Vallus is unconscious.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my girlfriends are unconscious too. I'm just gonna Talus, it's you, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna look at Talus and be like, why doesn't she dump that shit?
I fear a vow is just as bad as a oath in this period.
You are not far off the mark for sure. But more likely, I mean, they have divorce in Thylea. More likely, she, like she said, was afraid to admit her mistake, because how would it look if the goddess of wisdom, like, made a mistake? And then that just kept tumbling into more and more mistakes. It's the classic, like, Greek hubris fucks you in the A kind of thing.
While she's sleeping, Hypatia's just gonna leave a little pamphlet about the sunk cost fallacy, so that she can see it when she wakes up.
Oh damn. Okay.
Yeah. I imagine she's also worried that since he has the like the reputation and everything with the people, that if she was to divorce him, that could also create a situation where if he tries to hold on to power.
Oh, it would split the city, civil war, so many people would die. Who knows what kind of, selfish, spiteful stuff he would pull. Yeah, I mean, there's so much is wrapped up in it. So much is wrapped up in it. It's definitely, if it was a simple solution, she would have done it already. So.
So, Talus would offer to carry whoever needs to be carried back down.
Astreus would see that the Amazon is wanting to take care of Vallus. He'll help, but he'll defer to the Amazon as she is.
Yeah, she's got like a 20 strength. She's all right. So she's just, yeah. she ain't no wimp. All right. So yeah, you guys spend an hour walking back down the mountain to the palace. It is no longer raining. It is no longer storming. A beautiful starry sky has come out.
I would make sure to ask Chandris what he thought.
He was wiping away tears. His mascara is everywhere. It's fucking everywhere.
Are people of the city like leaving their homes?
Oh
So,
yeah,
like,
yeah. It's like the
regardless, yeah.
camera. Yeah, it's like a fucking Disney movie. The camera cuts to like people who are opening their storm shutters and looking around, like, where did the thunder go? And then yeah, it's like a whole thing where like there's people already trying to like pick up the pieces, literally, of their homes and their lives and start putting things back together. You know, that sort of thing.
I'll make
Hey.
sure to be proclaiming that it is the 5 that that averted the storm.
Kyra's eyes flutter open, and she looks up at you, Phil, and she says, "You didn't try to make out with me while I was unconscious, did you? I know you got a reputation."
You fucking kidding me right now? Fucking shit. Just wake up and say.
Look, I wouldn't blame you. There's a lot of, next to that sack of potatoes over there, I'd probably look twice as good, but you gotta just control yourself, nephew. Okay. And she kind of like faints again.
What did she mean by his reputation? Phil, what have you been getting up to?
She's clearly like lightheaded. I mean, she just went through a lot.
All right, so Chandra says, I don't know how long you'll be in the city, Hypatia, but have you been to the Arcane University lately? They're having some tremendous debates. Perhaps, if you're not too busy, you would attend one with me. I would love to see your wit and mind in action. Perhaps I should clarify, in a venue where such things would be appreciated and not punished by the gods.
My mother despaired of my mouth.
Yes, your mother's well known. They're struggling right now, but that's for another day, right?
Yeah.
Well then, I will take this half answer as hope, and come calling once you and your allies had time to rest.
Oh, I forgot the question. I'm sorry. Yes, I would love to go to some debates. It sounds very fun.
Excellent. And he kind of blushes purple a little bit, and you hear Zamrox be like, all right. I'll take you guys back to the Mytros page. All right. Back in Mytros. Night, passes. I don't know if you guys get up to anything, or if the fucking events that you've dealt with that pretty much, took all day and into the night. I don't know if you just want to like crash, get some sleep, or what. What is your play here?
I mean, probably shove the sleepy ones in bed and then wine.
Wine is good. Wine is very good.
If you're like, if Hypatia is like all about drinking, like Phil's kind of like, let's just get the fuck out of here. Out of Open Tavern.
I mean, they have good wine here that we don't have to pay for. I mean,
you definitely get the feeling that servants of Akastus are not welcome in her wing of the palace. Like it's that kind of marriage. Like yeah. Like a public marriage, but like everybody's got separate bedrooms, separate sections of the mansion, separate tennis coaches, the whole deal.
Okay, fine. But it's gotta be good wine, Phil.
I mean, it's your city.
Okay, fine. Come with me.
Okay. Despite the size of the city, There's really not that many taverns, which is kind of weird. There are 4 total in the whole city, which is kind of bananas. I would assume with the town of 50,000 that's the central hub of trade that there would be more. But I guess these are the 4 worth mentioning. Maybe that's a better way to put it. Yeah. So let me check those real quick for you.
I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to be like a tavern, just like a bar.
Oh
Like,
yeah, sure. There is a place where you used to go drinking when you attended the Arcane University. It is called the Endless Decanter.
Oh yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
I need an endless decanter right now.
All right. They specialize in supernatural drinks, which are expensive and could do crazy shit to you. But most of the time, it's just temporary. There was a time where they had a drink called the Wild Surge, which was rumored to have been invented by Kira, the goddess of music. They had to 86 that because it was permanent effects and it was really fucking up the world. So they, yeah.
Oh god.
So they had to.
The cave where they brewed that.
Now they still call a drink there the Wild Surge, but like at most you maybe get like your hair color changed or grow like a duck beak for like an hour or something. But they're very mild. The original Wild Surge, like meteors could crash into the building and stuff, so they had to kind of they were done with that. Do you go in full Medusa or do you go under Hat of Disguise?
Full Medusa.
Okay, wow. All right.
Well, I feel like, especially if it's near the academy, I feel like I probably would have been there as Medusa before.
Yeah. People do recognize you, both from your time at the academy and your stories that people have heard about your great exploits and heroics. The people who attend the academy, they are basically the least racist people that you will find in Mytros. They definitely don't, Socrates style, like what is a body but a vessel for the soul, and if the soul is a person, then the body means nothing. And then so we must define what a soul is. And is a soul defined by its actions or by its beliefs and blah 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 blah. So yeah. You show up. It's late. Phil, your 19 artificial intelligence definitely allows you to blend with these people. You might not want to blend with these people, but you do. They are drunk nerds. So it's a lot of like philosophical debate combined with drinking. They actually have a math-based drinking game.
Wow, that sounds so fun.
So basically,
I mean, Phil is acclimated and capable of drinking in any situation. So
sure, yeah.
Sure, he's fitting in.
All right. So, you guys have a late night of drinking. Is there any discourse between the two of you, or is it just sort of a quiet enjoyment of each other's company and sort of just a decompression of the events that have transpired?
I'd probably have some stories of the good old days.
Okay. Yeah. Phil, college sounds rad. Yeah. Like, you're kind of wondering, like, why you didn't, sign up for college. Because college sounds dope. But, you were also a poor orphan that was barely getting by, killing stuff with your rage for money. So you probably couldn't have afforded to go to college.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you kind of thought they studied all the time, but it sounds like a lot of, really open, crazy, liberated stuff was going on at college. So...
Sounds pretty great. No, yeah, Phil would kind of just feel like, yeah, I don't really know much about families, but mine's pretty fucked up, I'm starting to feel like.
That's
Not
okay.
really.
Mine is too. Don't talk to me about fucked up families. Oh my god.
That's fair.
I mean, okay, yours is probably worse, but mine's pretty bad.
I mean, I don't know about yours. but I just don't know about them. And I thought it was fun, but yeah, they're pretty messed up all around. I kind of feel like it's my job to like pick up their pieces.
I mean, I have a friend who's in the psychology school. I could, I don't know, get you a book or something.
I mean, I've never really messed with books. But if the guy looks at me when I say I haven't touched books, I mean like I mess with books.
and like super drunk, he just smiles at you and he's like, a book can only provide knowledge you're willing to find, man. The world is a book. Life is a book. I'm reading you as you read me. The great journey that is knowledge. And he raises a toast to you, and then everyone else is like, and then they all kind of like down their shots.
Yeah, down my shot. To knowledge.
Yeah.
All right. While these two are bonding over being smart, what does anybody else have anything that they're doing in the aftermath of all this?
I will introduce Karina to the other Amazons.
Oh man, she's trying so hard to keep her shit together, but man, is she excited about this? Oh boy. Yes. So she tries to keep her composure, but very much is like she's struggling to just kind of keep it together. She's so excited. And she keeps looking back at you with like this just super thankful look on her face that you would allow her this opportunity. And despite the late hour, she does train in the training area of Vallus's wing, where the Amazons all keep their fighting fit and all that jazz. And you could hear her Amazon scream echoing off of the marble walls. And you watch as she is doing really well. And the other Amazons look at you, and you could tell that they are not only impressed, but on their faces, you can see acceptance, which, as a creature that sort of fell from the sky, you are not of them and not of this world, and so you definitely feel a bit, misplaced. Kind of sometimes lost, literally. So it's nice to see that from them, you know.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And I will take this time, and if any, compare notes, and while I'm rebuilding Peritos, and then see how I build Clockwork, just because I use a little bit of my own construction and how I build Peritos, or knowledge of my own construction, so to speak.
Yeah, they are concerned what happened to your automaton, your Symphei. So, do you explain like lava punches and stuff, or?
Oh yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, they are all very impressed, and Karina begins to gush at your many heroics and your signature move, which is chopping off people's heads when they try to run away. And at that point, the Amazons bust out the wine and the bowls, and they begin to trade rowdy stories of adventure and, murdering stuff. And it's nice. It's nice. With their assistance, you were able to get him back online. It would have been an ordeal with him being melted by slag, but they all kind of chip in and provide parts, and it's a fun thing, and Karina kind of watches and learns more about building a Stimfei. All right.
Awesome.
Cool.
I'll get her level 3 ranger skills eventually.
So, Anna, as you are kind of drifting in and out of consciousness, there are guards posted at your door. what's on Anna's mind?
I think mostly she would be enjoying the stars. Maybe she's on some kind of balcony, whatever window situation. I don't know.
You
probably
thanking
her necklace and her family for the strength to save these people. Yeah.
You hear that song again being sung, and you look down at your necklace, your locket, or not your locket, but your amulet of health, and you see the stone kind of glowing, and you hear the song in your mind, but you also hear the song behind you, accompanied by a weird clack sound, followed by like a scooch sound. You turn and you see Kyra. She has an old lady walker with 2 tennis balls on it, and she's slowly making her way towards you, singing that song, low but beautifully, and her eyes are bright as she looks at you.
That took a lot.
It did, but you were perfect.
I was worried that the song of my people would really piss him off.
It really did. And that's the best part.
I didn't know.
We had to force him out. And you see that her eyes are sunken in to her head. There's like bags underneath them. She's like super pale, and she's like, but hey, it worked. We saved people,
For now.
and that's good. So, I was thinking, a great performance like that. I mean, you're obviously, an amazing musician. So, an amazing musician needs an amazing instrument. And she kind of like motions, to her backpack, and she says, "Did any of those catch your eye? Because I'd love for you to have one."
Are you sure? Those are...
Yeah.
Well, only practice with the lyre, but I don't know. I don't know which is your favorite. I mean...
Oh, and she kind of like she kind of blushes a little bit, and like with shaky hands, opens her little backpack and Mary Poppins style produces the lyre, and she hands it to you, and she says, "My favorite should be with my favorite."
Oh, thank you. Would you sit with me?
Sure. And she passes out, and there's a loud clatter of metal, and then you hear like a sproinging sound as one of the tennis balls is dislodged and just loudly begins bouncing down the hallway. You see the beefy Amazonian like bodyguard of Vallus come rushing out of the room to see what's going on, and she trips on the fucking tennis ball, and there's like a banana peel sound. She comes down hard, and there's like a crunching sound of maybe like a back breaking. And Kyra just starts making snoring sounds.
Yeah,
Awesome.
And as you look up into the sky, you see one falling star. And that's where we'll end this session. All right. Well done, guys. next week, city of Mytros, find out about the Ultros, and then maybe listen to what Vallus was hoping to speak with you guys about. I know that there was rumor of a Hydra along the coastline, so if you wanted to investigate that, you certainly could. Yeah, a lot of stuff going on in Mytros, and your fourth and final labor, the acquisition of the Ultros, is nearly at hand. So just a lot of stuff going on.
Level 6, right?
Soon as you sail that fucking boat back into this harbor, it's level 6. Yeah. Yeah. So you could just, the next session, just be like, tell us where the boat is, and leave, and you're like, Phil, bring your flappy arm. We're going. Level 6, baby. But yeah, as soon as you bring that boat back, you will be level 6. So
I'm a big fan of just going to eat a Hydrosaur first.
Oh yeah, fair enough. You guys will have until next week to kind of throw out some options for what you want to do. I know you don't have all the information yet, but definitely voice to each other what you'd like to pursue. Let's see. Anything else? Any announcements anybody has? The only thing I have is the build battle ends Friday for the sub races. So if you haven't voted or entered, you should do both, I guess. There's a charity game on Wednesday. It is full, but if you want to watch, Anthony will be streaming it. And if you want to donate because you're a good person and you love helping sick children, you should. That information's on our server. And if you don't, I mean, you're a terrible person. You hate children. So, that's the thing too. Does anybody have any other announcements?
I had a question.
Oh, sure. What's the question?
Any possible way that I know that we can only have one winner? Any chance any of the other races will be added to the list besides the winner?
I mean, homebrew.
I know, slippery slope. I understand.
Yeah. But depending on how things go, if it's not a crazy broken thing that wins, we're looking at maybe doing a subclass or a full-on race. You know what I'm saying? Something crazy like that. But it really just depends on how this one goes. There doesn't seem to be a lot of interest in it. And since there's not a lot of interest in it, why would we waste time having a cooler build battle like a subclass? You know what I'm saying? So that's sad. Got 100 people on the server. It seems like nobody cares. Just throwing that out there.
Voted?
All right. Any other questions then? Before we adjourn? No? All right. I will see you guys around the Discord, and I will see you here next week as we explore the city of Mytros as it repairs itself from the devastating storm that nearly destroyed it. So, all right. Night, everybody.
Night.
Good night.
Good night.
Bye-bye.